Okay, let's start this session. In last lecture, I told about third normal form and then BCNF. As you all know, a relation is said to be in third normal form if and only if it is in second normal form and every non-key attribute is non-transitively dependent on candidate key or super key, or there should not be any transitive dependency. And a relation is said to be in BCNF if and only if every determinant is a candidate key or super key. As you all know, minimal super key is called candidate key. Now, today you all are going to learn closure of an attribute set. This algorithm is very useful to find out the candidate key of R under given FD set F. As you all know, if you want to identify the normal form of any relation, then first step is to find out the candidate key of R. How will you find the candidate keys of R? With the help of this algorithm, closure of an attribute set. Suppose alpha is a set of attributes. Alpha is not attribute but a set of attributes. Then closure of this set of attribute is denoted by alpha plus. Okay. And closure of an attribute set alpha means set of all the attributes which are determined by this attribute set alpha. And if alpha determines all the attributes of R, then this alpha is a super key of R. And if alpha has no extraneous attributes in alpha, then that alpha is called candidate key. Through this algorithm, generally we calculate the candidate key of R. In this algorithm, we use nested loop. First, we initialize this variable with alpha, and in the result, with closure of an alpha. In place of this, you can write this code also, alpha plus equal to alpha. So first we store alpha into alpha plus. Now, unless until changes occurs in the alpha plus, we will repeat this process. And what is the process? In this loop, we will use again a loop, and in that loop, for each FD set, for each FD of the FD set F, we see if left hand side beta is a subset or equal to result, then result equal to result union right hand side of the attributes. And we will do this process for all the FDs of FD set F. And if changes occur, then we will repeat that process. And if there is no change in the result in the closure of an attribute set, then we will stop this algorithm. Did you get it? Hello? Did you get the meaning of this algorithm? Hello? Please respond to me.
Yes, sir.
Very simple algorithm, but useful algorithm to find out the candidate key of R. Now I will explain this algorithm with the help of numerical problem. Okay. See here. This is a question. R is given. There are 4 attributes A, B, C, D, and FD set is AB determines C and B determines D. Then find out the candidate key. So here we will find out the closure of A. Suppose we want to find out the closure of A. Closure of A is denoted by A plus, and in this set we store the attributes A. Why? Because A determines A due to reflexivity rule. Through this reflexivity rule, we store A into A. Why? Because left hand side is a subset or equal to A, then we will associate right hand side over here. Now there is no FD in which left side attribute is A, so we will stop over here. But if we want to calculate the closure of attribute set AB, then through reflexivity rule, AB determines AB, so we will store AB in this closure set of AB. Now for each FD set, for this FD set, we will see here AB is on left hand side and left hand side AB is a subset or equal to AB. So in this closure of AB, we will associate AB. Why? Because AB is a subset or equal to AB, and through reflexivity rule, AB determines AB. Okay. Now for this FD set, this is at right hand side and AB is a subset or equal to this result. So we will associate right hand side attributes. So after associating right hand side attributes, AB union C is ABC. And since B determines D and B is a subset of ABC, so we associate right side attributes with this. So ABC union D equal to ABCD, and this is the R. Now AB determines all the attributes of all, so we can say that here candidate key is AB. Did you get it? Candidate key equal to AB. Vineet Raj.
Yes, sir.
Now please let me know what is the normal form of R. In this case, candidate key exists. We will find out the closure of all the attributes, all the combination of the attributes, and if set of attribute determines all the attributes of the R, then we will say that this is the candidate key. If we associate any attributes with AB, suppose we want to find out the closure of ABC, obvious, if we add any extraneous attributes in ABC, then that set will also determine all the attributes of the R, but that is not the candidate key, that is the super key. If we find out the closure of this set, then obvious it will determine all the attributes of R. But this is not the candidate key. This is the super key. Why? If we discard the C, alone AB determines all the attributes of the R. Now tell me the normal form of this relation R. Beneath.
Yes, sir.
What is the normal form of this R? First step is we find out the candidate key of R. Second step is we find out the key attributes and non-key attributes. Since AB is candidate key, then key attributes or prime attributes are AB. Prime attributes AB. Then non-key attributes, non-key attribute is C comma D. You have to explain these things. Now we will check whether non-key attributes are fully functional dependent on candidate key. So in this FD, non-key attribute C is fully functional dependent on AB. But here, non-key attribute D is not fully functional dependent on AB. Here there occurs partial functional dependency. This is the partial functional dependency. So R is not in 2NF. R is in first normal form. Did you get it? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now tell me about second question. In second question, there are three attributes in R: A, B, C. And functional dependency is A determines B, B determines C. In this case, we will find out first candidate key. How will we find candidate key? Vineet.
A होगा, sir.
A is candidate key. For that, we
Yes,
will
sir.
find out the closure of A. For closure of A is associated with this. Why? Because A determines A. Then we will associate B with A. While left hand side is a subset of A, then we will associate B with this due to this FD. And then B determines C since we associate C with this. And again, if we'll do these things, then there will be no change, and this is the R. Then we can say that candidate key is A. Then non-key attributes in this case is B comma C.
BC.
Now tell me, what is the normal form of this relation? What is the normal form of this relation?
2NF.
2NF. Why? Because non-key attribute is fully functional dependent on A, and through transitive relation C is also fully functional dependent on A. A determines B and B determines C. Through transitive relation, A determines C. And non-key attribute is B and non-key attribute is C. Both are fully functional dependent on candidate key. Then in this case we can say that R is in second normal form. Is this in third normal form? Hello? Please let me know, is R is in third normal form or not? R is not in third normal form. Why? Because transitive dependency exists in this relation. And we have to decompose this into sub-relation with respect to this transitive dependency. Here non-key attributes determines non-key attributes. Then we will decompose this into, first one is A, B, and in second B comma C. In this case A is a candidate key and here we make B as a candidate key. Then there is no transitive dependency in this and in this. Then we can say that R1 and R2 are in third normal form. Now see third question. In this relation, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H are the attributes and these are the functional dependencies. This is second, this is third, fourth and fifth. And what normal form is R, or what is the normal form of R? For the identification of normal form of R, first step is find out all candidate keys of R. All candidate keys of R through closure of an attribute set algorithm. Now please let me know the candidate key of R. I would like to request, please attend the class with notebook and pen. Please find out the candidate key of R. Vineet Raj.
Yes, sir.
There are multiple candidate keys in this relation. And please let me know all the candidate keys of R. If we find out the closure of A, then what is the closure of A?
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H.
And this is the all the attributes of F. Then A is candidate key. Did you get it? Now find out the second candidate key. Find out the second candidate key. BCD. So we will take the closure of BCD, then BCD, and then with the help of CD, we will write BCDH, then let me know. With the help of this BCD, we will get this BC, A, E, F, G, and H is already exist. Then A, B, C, and D is also over here. So all the attributes are associated with this set of attributes, or we can say that this set of attributes determines all the attributes of R. So this is also a candidate key. Why this is candidate key? Because if we discard any attributes, then we can't determine all the attributes. Suppose we find out the closure of BC, then we will get BC, and for each dependency we will check BC is not on the left hand side of any FD. So closure of BC is only BC. So set of BC cannot determine all the attributes. Suppose we discard B and find out the closure of CD. Then for this we will get CD, and through CD we will get CDH. Now in left hand side there is no combination of CDH. Then combination of CD cannot determine all the attributes. So in this set there is no extraneous attributes. Again, if we discard C and we will take the closure of BD, then we will get BD, and check left hand side of each FD. No combination of BD. So this combination is also unable to determine all the attributes of the R. So BCD is candidate key. Now let me know another set of attributes which acts as candidate key. There may be multiple candidate key. Hello. Please let me know. Find out the closure of another set of attributes, minimal set, which can determine all the attributes of R. Then only we can say that this is the candidate key. So A is candidate key and BCD is also candidate key, and please check, is there any combination of attribute, minimal set of attributes?
BCE.
Very good. Let me find out the closure of BCE. Then through reflexivity rule BCE, and then through this left hand side is a subset of this, so we will associate H also. So here we will write BCEH, and this is also the subset, then we will associate this thing. So if we will associate this thing, then we will get BCE and A, D, F, G, and H is already exist, H. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. All the attributes. If we'll associate this attribute, then repetition, then there is no change in this closure set of attribute set BCE, then we will stop the algorithm. Did you get the concept of algorithm? Hello? Vineet Raj.
Yes, sir.
Now how many candidate keys of R?
3.
3. One is A, another set is BCD and BCE. Now find out the prime attributes and non-prime attributes, or key attributes and non-key attributes. For this, Prime attributes. Prime attributes are A, then B, C, D, and B is already in the set, C is already in the set, E. Hello. Then what about non-key attributes? Vineet.
F, G, H.
F, G, H. And as per the definition, if any attribute participate in any candidate key of R, then that is called prime attributes. Or any attribute, if participate at least one candidate key of R, then we will say that that attribute is prime attributes. Otherwise, attribute is non-key attributes. Now we will check whether non-key attributes are fully functional dependent on candidate key. So please let me know. Is the constant of second normal form is specified is satisfied over here or not? If the constant
No,
of
no, sir.
second normal form is satisfied or not?
No.
Why? Please let me know. Here all the non-key attributes are fully functional dependent on A. But see here also FGH non-key attributes is fully functional dependent on BCD. And here also FGH is fully functional dependent on candidate key. But in this FD, non-key attribute is partially dependent on candidate key. Why? Because CE is part of BCE. So there occurs partial functional dependency in this FD set. CE determines H. And again, CD determines H. Here also, so there are two partial functional dependency in this FD set F. And second normal form doesn't allow partial functional dependency. So R is not in second normal form. R is in first normal form. Then we have to decompose this relation with respect to partial dependency CEH. So here one set is CEH and another one is CE, and we will discard H. A, B, D, F, G. Hello, Vineet Raj.
Yes, sir.
Now solve last question. Vineet. First find out all the candidate keys of relation of last question. How many candidate keys in this are? In this are
Sir, A, E, and CD.
A.
E and CD.
Let me find out the closure of A. A, then A, B, C, then through B to B determines D, A, B, C, D, and CD determines E, then here A, B, C, D, and then A, B, C, D, E. So through A we determine all the attribute of R. A is candidate key. Now if we find out the closure of E, then also E, then with the help of E we will get A, and through A we will determine all the attributes. So here also A, B, C, D, E, and this is R. This is R. Both are candidate keys. And third one,
CD.
CD.
CD. Let me find out the closure of CD. Through reflexivity rule, we associate CD, and then with respect to this FD, CD determines E, we will associate E, and then we will associate CDA, and then with the help of A we determines all the attributes. Then here we can write A, B, C, D, E, R. CD is also candidate key, and you can discard D, and if we will get the closure of C plus, then we will only get C, and if we discard C, then if we will find out the closure of D, then we will get only D. That's why there is no extraneous attributes in this set. So CD is also a candidate key. Then another candidate key, CD is candidate key. Then let me know.
सर और तो नहीं है.
और नहीं दिख रहा?
यही
Sir, you are not audible.
Hello, I am audible.
yes
Hello.
sir, you are audible.
I am saying that is there any another candidate key?
No sir.
Look very carefully.
Okay.
No.
No sir.
What about BC? If we find out the closure of BC, then BC, and with the help of this FD we can associate D, and then with the help of this FD we can associate E, and with the help of E we can associate A, then this is also a. Hello. Now tell me whether BC is candidate key or not. Vineet Raj, you have to check each and every combination of these attributes. Hello.
Yes sir.
Did you get it? Now find out the closure of any combination. Minimal set. If you associate B with AB, then obvious set of AB determines all the attributes. But that is not the minimal set. AB is super key. Find out the closure of AB, then we will get all the attributes of R. But AB is not candidate key. Why? B is extraneous attributes in this set of attributes. We have to find out the minimal set of attributes which is able to determine all the attributes of R. So please find out, is there any combination of the attributes which will determine all the attributes, then that is also a candidate key. And if not, then we will say that there are 4 candidate keys of this R. One is A, another one is E, third one is BC, and fourth one is CD. And through practice, you can find out the candidate key firstly. And I want to give you a hint. Suppose A is a candidate key and A is in right side of any other FD, then this left hand side is also a candidate key, will be candidate key. Immediately you can take the decision. Okay. Now tell
Sir,
me the hello.
Sir, B E C E D E.
What?
Sir,
What?
BE will be a candidate key.
BE will be candidate key. Not B is not candidate key, beta. Why? Because B is extraneous. E alone determines all the candidates, all the attributes of R. So B is not candidate key. If you associate any attribute with E, obviously that set will determine all the attributes of R. Did you get it?
Yes, sir.
B is not candidate key. E alone determines all the candidate key. Minimal set is E. And in B, B is extraneous attributes. Now find out the key attributes and non-key attributes. And then tell me the normal form of this relation. Vineet Rai.
Yes, sir.
PE is super key, but not candidate key. And we have to find out candidate key. Now, prime attributes or key attributes are A, B, C, D, and E. And what about non-key attributes?
None.
None. And if non-key attributes none, then immediately take decision this R is in third normal form. R is in third normal form. Why? Constant is for non-key attributes, and if there is no non-key attributes, then it satisfied the constants of second NF and also the constants of third normal form. Did you get it?
Yes,
So
sir.
here time is you have to devote for finding out all the candidate keys of R. And if non-key attributes none, then immediately take decision R is in third normal form. You have to carefully find out the candidate keys. If you skip anything, suppose if you skip this, okay, this is not candidate key, then in non-key attributes we will write B, and whatever you will say, okay, this is in, then your question, this is not in the third normal form, so you will take in that case wrong decision. So first step for identifying the normal form of R is calculate the candidate key, and we will calculate, or we will find out the candidate key of R with the help of algorithm closure of an attribute set. Closure of an attribute set. And in this, first step is we initialize that set in the closure set, and in the loop for each FD we will check if the left hand side of the FD set is subset or equal to closure set, then we will associate right hand side of the attribute in the closure set, and we will repeat this process until there occurs changes in the closure set of attribute. If there will be no change in the closure set of the attributes, then we will stop the associating the attributes. And at the last, if we will get all the attributes of the R in closure set, then that set of attribute is called super key or candidate key. And if this is the minimal set, means left irreducible FD, then we will say that this is the candidate key. Very important algorithm, closure of an attribute set. Now if you have any doubt related to this topic, then you may ask the question. Hello. In next lecture, I will tell about Armstrong's axioms or inference rule. Have you any doubt? Then you can ask the question. First step is find out the candidate keys. And generally, if any relation has multiple candidate keys, then a student skip one or two candidate keys, and in this way they take wrong decision. So R is not in second normal form. Why? Because in this CE determines H and CD determines H are partial dependency. Then we will decompose this relation into R1, and in R1 we will group CE H, and in R2 obvious left hand side will be common and we discard H from this set. Then here we will write A, B, D, F and G. Then this FD moves over here, CE determines H. Then CD determines H, neither holds in this nor holds in this. Means here loss of FD. Did you get it? Hello? Vineet Raj. If we decompose R into R1 and R2 in this way, then dependencies are not preserved, and dependency preservation is not essential criteria, so we can decompose. But if all the dependencies are preserved after decomposition, then you will say that our decomposition is very good. Did you get it? What I am saying?
Yes, sir.
सेम थिंग है कि अगर आपकी फैमिली में डिपेंडेंसी है, कोई लार्ज फैमिली है, यहाँ पे आपके जो है फादर, मदर और ब्रदर हैं, देन 2 सिस्टर. Suppose after marriage this family decompose into a small family. So brother 1 and then his wife and his children, and again B2, then B3. But suppose in joint family there are 2 servants, then nobody is taking responsibility of these servants. Then you can say that all the dependency is not preserved in sub relations. Did you get it?
Sir,
Hello.
sir, CD determines H.
Yeah.
So CD determine H is left in R2.
Yeah. CD determines H is not in
Okay, yes,
neither
sir.
hold
H is in
on
R1.
R1 nor R2. As per the Heath theorem, we will decompose now things R1 and R2. तो रियल लाइफ में भी बेटा मैं यही कह रहा हूं कि जैसे कोई लार्जर फैमिली है, जब डिकम्पोज होता है तो कभी कभी तो फादर और जो है मदर की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी कोई नहीं लेना चाहता है, होता है कि नहीं ऐसा? हेलो, अगर फादर एंड मदर की डिपेंडेंसी है, अगर इंडिपेंडेंट है तो कोई बात नहीं। वैसे ही आफ्टर डिकम्पोजिशन जितनी भी डिपेंडेंसी है, कोई जरूरी नहीं कि सब प्रिजर्व हो जाए। प्रिजर्व कब आप कहोगे? जब आप यूनियन लेते हो, सारे जितने सब रिलेशंस हैं उनका यूनियन लेते हो, या कोई लॉजिकली इन्फर्ड एफडीपी होल्ड हो जा रही है, जो इस समय दिख नहीं रही लेकिन लॉजिकली इन्फर्ड होके होल्ड हो जा रही है, उस केस में आप कहोगे डिपेंडेंसी आर प्रिजर्व्ड, अदरवाइज डिपेंडेंसी आर नॉट प्रिजर्व्ड। डिड यू गेट इट?
Yes, sir.